Welcome everyone, I'm Amy. I'm an NPC bikini competitor and I'm also a nutritional therapy practitioner. And this is my reverse vlog. It's my second week post-show. I'm going to talk about in my intro the feedback I got from my coach. And if you watched last week's video, which is linked right here, I link it, I promise, linked right there, you will know that I am sitting right where I left because Tommy is so fast getting back to me. He says respond in a bit and then like instantly responds. So let's talk about the feedback I got from my coach. It was my first week post-show. We didn't really make any changes. I had already gotten my rebound diet. The only change I asked for was to sub out pumpkin seeds in the last meal of the day because I was just, man, it kind of hit me. I think it must have been Tuesday of last week. Like, it really just hit me that I was craving pumpkin seeds. So they happened to be on sale at Whole Foods, which was awesome. So I got a bag of raw pumpkin seeds and have been enjoying those in my last meal of the day. Super tasty. Weird craving, I don't know why, but they have really hit the spot this week, which has been great. So, yeah, like I said, Tommy got back to me so fast. So he did send me an updated meal plan with just a few little changes. He said, let's pull training back to 5 days a week, just for a few weeks, maybe 2 to 3, since I know you love training. Steps can come down to 10,000, and recommended that I implement a product called cortisol for 1 full container, which is 30 days. And that was it, and sent me my updated plan. So, yeah, I think that was it. I said, everything looks good. Thank you so much. He said, here if you need me. I said, thank you. So that was it. It was a really quick check-in. You know, there's really, right after the show, there's really not a lot to change. The changing down to 5 days a week of lifting. I had the 5 day a week plan, so I have 2 plans. We switched out to 6 days a week. Gosh, probably about 8 weeks out, I want to say, maybe 2 months out. It seems like we switched up to the 6 day week training. So what I'm planning on doing, just kind of thinking it through in my mind, is doing like a little bit of a mesh of the 2 plans because I really like having 2 dedicated, I like having 2 leg days. So what I'll probably do is I don't need a lot of push days. So what I will most likely do is keep my take the 2 leg sessions and keep those, and then do like a little bit of a combo of the push days and then do like 1 like push-pull day. So do like push-pull legs and then legs push-pull together as one kind of combo, a little bit of like an upper pump session, and just kind of see how that goes. My workouts have felt good. You know, I had a good week of workouts, a little bit of soreness, just in some of those first couple of workouts after the show, man, you just feel so good. And you know, I'd eaten so much going into the show. I think it was just a little bit of like not that I wasn't, my rebound plan is still a lot of food, but not as much as I was eating the couple of days before my show. So just having so much of like that glycogen store was great. My weight kind of bumped up like a couple of pounds the couple of days after the show, but then normalized again. You guys saw that in my check-in that I was up exactly 1 pound from my fasted weight on show day morning. So, you know, weight stayed pretty stable throughout the week, feeling good, workouts were good, a little bit of soreness here and there, and yeah, no other changes. So looking forward to the couple little adjustments on my meal plan this week and figuring out my kind of new workout split. Don't really have anything else planned. I'm gonna cook that baby turkey. So I'm gonna talk about that at some point too, probably in the outro, cooking that little baby turkey. I'm so excited. So I actually did end up getting 2 of them. I bought another one before they sold out, and I'm really glad I did. And I'm actually considering, I have it in my cart right now because they have all the turkeys since it's after Thanksgiving. They have all the turkeys that are left in stock at $5 for whatever size. So yes, it makes the most sense to get the 20-pound turkey for $5, but they have some of the 12 pounds in stock still. Like, man, it's tempting. I mean, like, that's a lot of meat for $5. So we shall see. I might buy a 3rd turkey. I love turkey. It works out well for me. So yeah, I'm gonna cook a baby turkey at some point this week and get some fun workouts in, make those adjustments to my diet, and yeah, that's all I got. I'm back to being very, very pale. It's funny how quickly it goes away. Like, you feel like you're gonna be tan forever, and then one day it's kind of just like, wow, the tan is kind of gone. Like, I'm maybe a little bit more freckly looking than I am normally, but like someone looking at me wouldn't think I was tan at all, because I am very pale. So yeah, that's what I've got coming up. If you guys have questions, thoughts, anything at all about how my reverse is going, leave those in the comment section below. While you're there, if you would give this video a like, I would really appreciate it. And I will see you all here in whatever comes next. All right, so I finally got some workout footage again. This was a good day to get it because it was a snow day. It was really cold, like really cold. And I also had to be to work early, so I decided I could get this workout done in my apartment gym to save some time. And the workout, it's my second leg day of the week, so it's more of like a higher rep leg day. So the equipment that I have available at my apartment gym works out just fine. So started out with 5 sets on the leg curl, 5 sets of about 15 reps. The machines at this gym, the weight stacks are a little bit different when you use a weight stack machine. I think I worked up to maybe 80 on the weight stack, but just really trying to get like good solid reps. I mean, this is the first workout or the first exercise of the workout. So really just focusing on getting a really good contraction and really quality reps. And I did a total of 5 sets. I think I only recorded 2. After that, moved on to leg press. And this leg press machine, you can tell it's really compact. I'm a tall person. So that is as far down as the seat goes. So I'm kind of watching the stack just so I don't bang it to get as low as I can, but that's as low as I can go. But even with that, it gives me the opportunity to just really focus on execution and really feeling the contraction. And again, weight stacks are all different, but I think on this machine I worked up to maybe 200. I think the top weight on this machine is either 220 or 240. Like it was basically the whole stack. But it's a compact machine. It doesn't go super heavy. After that, moved on to split squats. Again, I am somewhat limited by the amount of weight that this gym has available, but these are 1.5 rep split squats. So kind of go down, do a little bit of a pulse at the bottom, and then contract at the top. You see, I kind of am keeping my hand on my glute just to really make sure that I'm keeping the emphasis on that glute. I prefer to do these like on a Smith machine so I can have my ankle resting on the bar instead of having to balance on my toe. But even with that, I'm just really trying hard to keep all the focus in my front leg. And again, really, really focusing. So I'm even like tapping that glute just to make sure I'm really keeping it activated. And that's really where I'm feeling this movement. I was holding the 50-pound dumbbell, which is the heaviest dumbbell that is available, which was plenty. Even just for 3 sets of 10, this provided a really good amount of weight, especially with these pause or like the kind of pause rep, this 1.5 rep. That little pulse, man, it really is burner. After that, back on this dual leg extension leg curl machine, so doing leg extensions for 2 sets of 25 reps. And I am holding a yoga block in between my knees. That was a recommendation of my coach, and it helps so much. Like it just really allows me to get a much smoother contraction and prevents me from having like excessive shaking or shuddering of the muscle when I do these. Man, again, I'm not used to this equipment as much, so kind of played around with the weight a little bit. I think maybe I was doing 70 pounds on these and had to do a little bit of a rest pause to get the last few reps out on that set of 25. It's a burner. And then after this, the only thing I did not record, the final thing in this workout, just because it's not that interesting to watch, is on the bike. So I turn the resistance up really high and just basically pedal until I can't move anymore. So pedal as hard and as fast as I can until, I think my coach even says in his instructions, until the pedals like won't move, just to finish it off. And it is a brutal way to finish a leg day, but it's a good one. I love having 2 leg days in the week. You know, one to kind of hit a little bit heavier, and then this one, like the reps are a little bit higher, but man, still really get a good burn. Like a really good burn on all of these, and then of course dying on the bike at the end. And we're back. It is the end of the week. It is insanely cold out today. I think when I went for my gratitude walk this morning, it was 14 degrees and a teeny bit breezy, so it was real cold. I think we might be we're up to 20, and it's noon. It is bitter cold, so I hope wherever you are, you're staying warm. But let's talk about my check-in for the week. Oh, before we do that, I think I teased in the intro that I was going to talk about the baby turkey. So let's talk about the little turkey first. So I ended up cooking the turkey. It was perfect because it was kind of like just the size of a big chicken, ultimately. What I did when I cooked it was I took off the wing tips because I want to use those to make stock. So I cut off its little wings, tucked its little legs in. I did a little bit of a light dry rub with this smoked bourbon seasoning that a friend of mine sent to me from Kentucky. Just a little bit, not a whole lot. And what I do when I cook turkey is I always do, so like I put it up on the rack, and then I do a little bit of broth in the bottom of the pan, just, so that any drippings that come down or anything, won't burn or won't scorch on the pan. And it kind of makes it like a moist environment. I know people hate that word. And then I tent it. So when you tent with foil over your turkey, you want to make sure that's not touching the turkey because it can keep it from kind of cooking evenly or can kind of discolor the skin a little bit. Cooked it like that at 350 for about an hour, took the tent off, cooked it for another 20 minutes, and it was perfect. In fact, I probably could have cooked it for like 5 minutes less. Usually with turkey, I go like 10 to 13 minutes a pound, depending on the turkey, and it was absolutely perfect. So I did tell Tommy this, so you'll see it in my check-in, that this turkey had like no fat on it, like 0. And I felt kind of bad because I'm like, well, this is, I guess, kind of what happens. Like they aren't artificially trying to fatten this bird up for sale. So not only is it like a young turkey, but it also, wasn't forced fed to be bigger. So it was the leanest turkey I've ever seen, like picking it apart, and there was like no fat on it. Even the dark meat, even in like the little places where there's usually little pockets of fat, like around the joints, none. It was crazy. So incredibly lean meat. It has been so delicious. So I am super stoked. I wish I'd gotten more of them. in all the spare room I have, but they are now sold out of that little size. They have a couple of the bigger ones in stock that I'm on the fence about still, even at the end of the week. I haven't decided yet, and if I don't decide soon, I'm sure they're probably gonna sell out. But that's on me if they sell out before I get a chance to buy one. So that's the turkey update. Let's talk about my check-in for the week. I am now 2 weeks post-show, and I did go back to using like the regular check-in form on Tommy's website, so just through the regular check-in. Started off with, hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I said, good morning. I can't believe I'm 2 weeks post-show. I feel like it was months ago because I feel totally normal. And I said this in my week 1 check-in too. I said, please ignore the giant bug bite on my left glute. Oh yeah, here's my check-in photos. Here. I felt it. I was out for a walk and I'm like, I feel like there's something in my leggings like stinging me. And you just kind of like brush it off. I'm like, no, like that can't be. But yeah, something bit me and left a little bit of a bug bite. I feel like I had to mention it. I didn't want him to think it was something else. It's not a hickey or anything weird. It's just a bug bite and it kind of hurts and itches. Whatever it was that bit me is dead now because it's been really cold. The last living bug of the season got me. So I told him that I said nothing off plan this week, but I did eat a lot of extra turkey yesterday while I was cleaning my bird. So like while I was picking all the meat off of it, oh man, I was just eating a lot of turkey. I said, would it be possible to have an alternate for meal 6 that does not include protein powder? I know you guys are shocked to hear me say that. I said, I feel like protein powder at night sometimes causes some bloat. Doesn't bother me at all in the morning, but in the evening it sometimes feels like it sits heavy. It just kind of feels bloaty. And that is on me in the way I'm consuming it too, because I'm not mixing it I'm not mixing it into the oats. What I'm doing is making it as like a shake. So I've even thought about that. I'm like, if I was just mixing it into the oats, but I love eating it as a shake. I'm like, so what would I rather do? Would I rather not have it at all? Or would I rather mix it into the oatmeal? And I'm like, well, let me just ask for an alternate. So I said I've restarted the Glow blend. It still hurts like crazy and leaves bruises everywhere I inject it, but I am determined to continue using it because I have lots of loose skin. And I said I forgot to mention that I have also had a small recurrence of the face rash / eczema, and it started the week of my show. So it wasn't, it's just a small area. It's actually 2 little areas, one on my cheek and one kind of above by my brow. Started just before the show. It's getting better, but still there. And that was it. That was what I sent for my check-in this week. So yeah, the little bit of the rash coming back, not as bad. And I right away started treating it with just the topical hydrocortisone, but it is just kind of frustrating and perplexing and weird and everything else. But other than that, everything has been feeling great. So I did change up my workouts a little bit this week. I think I mentioned that either in the intro or in last week's video so it would have been last week's video where Tommy did reduce my workouts down to 6 days, or from 6 days a week to 5 days a week. And it was actually really nice to have that extra rest day. Felt weird, but I know I need the rest. And I always have to remind myself that like you actually grow when you rest, not when you're working. So it gives me also a chance to be better about getting in some more dedicated ab work and my vacuums. And I would like to start getting back into doing yoga. And that's really, something that I am really trying to prioritize in making this, off season or improvement season, really the time that I focus on improving and not get like lazy. Not that you're ever lazy as a bodybuilder, but making sure that I am doing the things now to make next season better, whenever that is. So really, really not wasting this time. Making sure I'm really keeping up on my ab training because that's something that I really need to focus on, and continuing my vacuum training. Like I said, I want to get yoga back into my routine because one of the things that I really struggle with is my stage presentation, and part of that is because I kind of move like a stick bug. And there's, not a lot of fluidity to my movements. And even just because I am so lanky, there's so long limbs, they just can look kind of awkward. And as I think Tori said a couple times, that I can look kind of broken when I pose, that just, it doesn't move fluidly. And, my thoracic mobility is not very good. So really working on those things and making sure I, get in with the chiropractor more often during my off season, and just staying on top of those things as a competitor that I can absolutely control, and actually control them and actually stay on top of them. Ooh, I did send it to Tommy. the link to an ab workout that I found this week that is brutal. Oh man, it's a killer. I will link it in the description box below if you guys want just like a quick, it's like 10 minutes. It's a pelvic floor friendly ab workout that is kind of a Pilates based, but man, it was good and like really, really got a good burn, especially because I was doing the advanced movements. Whew, it was a good one. So I will definitely be doing that a couple times a week as well. So yeah, not sure what Tommy's going to say. I'm sure he will have feedback for me very soon. He's so fast. And get some adjustments to that meal 6. Interested to see what he does there. Probably just go back to that meal before when I didn't have protein powder for a while. For those weeks when we'd taken it out completely, I just had oatmeal with chicken in that last meal. So see what it's going to be. Should be fun. I haven't really asked for many adjustments on, this is the first time I've actually asked, I think, for a whole a meal swap. So it should be fun to see what I get. That's all I got for this one. So if you guys have questions, comments, anything at all, leave those in the comment section below. Oh, I hope wherever you are, it is warmer than it is here. I know this polar cold front is probably affecting a lot of the country. Although I was listening to a YouTube video last night and the person at night was saying that it was 73 degrees. I'm like, wow, like that sounds incredible. I think they're somewhere in Texas. Yeah, it's like, it's one of those days that's deceiving. I mean, it looks cold out. It just looks cold. It is cold. So wherever you are, I hope the sun is shining. Please, please, please spread positivity and light to yourself and everyone around you. You are worthy, you deserve it, and I appreciate you so much for being here. And I will see you all here in not whatever comes next. I'll see you all here next time.